Hey, good afternoon. It's me, Knudten, with another edition of IMNSHOW, in which I put on my creative director hat to look at some really great stuff going on in the world of marketing from the creative's point of view. And I, want to take it apart, underline some stuff, and really point out some things that are happening out there that I think you should be aware of if you are not already. And I want to start by going over to YouTube and introduce you to a guy named Rhett Shull. Have you heard of Rhett Shull? Well, if you're like me and have a back wall full of guitars and YouTube's paying attention to what you're actually viewing on YouTube, it's likely that they're going to serve up some Rhett Shull goodness to you, because he is a professional working guitarist based in Atlanta, Georgia, and he does new videos every week that are a combination of, sometimes they're product reviews, sometimes they are lessons oriented stuff, sometimes it's just a kind of behind the scenes view of what it's like to be a working musician and all that stuff. And he does a fantastic job, really great stuff. But I want to point it out, or I want to point to Rhett and say what I really love about him is that he is doing personal branding, almost some of the best of it I've ever seen, because he is, by definition, one of many. I mean, how many great guitar players are out there, really? You could go to any guitar store on any given day and hear somebody who plays better than all the guitar heroes you've ever seen. I mean, there are so many fantastic players out there that it's a commodity. I mean, Guitar Center, the retail store, depends on people like that to come in and keep buying guitars and equipment and all that stuff. There are millions of wannabe great guitarists, but really few genuinely great guitarists. And frankly, I'm not picking on Rhett to say this, but Rhett is a working man guitarist. He hasn't been in any huge bands. He's never been on a top one or a top selling record or anything like that. He's not played with anybody who is tremendously huge. I mean, he's definitely played with some people that people who love music would know, but he's a working guitarist based in Atlanta, Georgia. What does that mean? Well, he's one of many, unless he's not. And that's the whole point of Rhett Shull's YouTube empire, which is quite extensive. I mean, he posts new videos every week, and I first got turned on to him because the YouTube algorithm, knowing I'm a guitar enthusiast, brought up one of these things. I'm just going to shut up and let this roll for a minute.
Dude, I love that guitar, like with all of my heart and soul.
All of it?
All of
Every
it.
bit of it?
Every single bit of it.
No money is great.
Okay, I'm not going to let this go on too long because it really is
Real going here.
terribly.
All right, so we just wrapped up
people
rehearsal
like me,
for this week.
or people who are into music, because Rhett is just showing you what it's like to be backstage. And his Backstage Journal vlog, which he started in 2018, I think, is just him recording what's going on. Band rehearsal, loading up the truck, getting in the van, driving all night to go to a gig, show maybe some scenes of him playing at the gig where the wind knocks over his guitar, his very expensive guitar. And, the guitarist in me just winces when I see that happen. But the whole point is he's showing who he is, what he does, and how he does it via video. He's demonstrating it beautifully. But that's not where he stops, especially in the time of COVID, when a gigging musician like Rhett can't be out there. He's finding new ways to make connection and make money as a musician. Most interestingly, I want to show you this. This is the second episode of his Backstage live show, which takes place in his basement, which he has rigged out as a wonderful intimate performing studio. Let me play you some of this. That's Rhett right there. Yeah, he's looking all badass in Guitar Hero.
Here come old flat top speaker, grooving up slowly. Juju apple,
all right, I want to turn this down just so I can talk over it as it plays. Take a look at this. Multiple camera angles, colored lights. They're all in a basement. You can see the ceiling. The ceiling's maybe 8 feet high. They've got an entire band down there, all COVID masked up, and they're playing like you're at the coolest basement rehearsal, and you get to watch it as it happens live. That's what these Backstage Live shows are about. And this is his second one. His third one is coming up on September 12th, 2020, and it happens on YouTube. So check it out. Rhett Shull, which you can see his name up there in the search box. That's how you spell it. On September 12th, you definitely want to check that out. So here's this dude who, again, not picking on him. I really don't want to pick on Rhett Shull because they think he's doing a fantastic job. Who is a one-of-many guitarist turning himself into a one-of-one personal brand. And he's getting all sorts of deals with manufacturers. A lot of his equipment is donated to him because he's gained a following. Right now he's got, 235,000 subscribers on YouTube. He comes out with new videos every week. And he's out there working as the hardest working man in show business, if you ask me, because he's not content to sit and wait for COVID to burn itself out and for music, live music, to come back as a possibility. So this is my way of saying kudos to you, Rhett Shull, for doing the right thing for yourself, your brand, and your music by getting yourself out there. But I also want to point out to everybody who might be watching this video, that's exactly what you should be doing for yourself. The same way that Rhett Shull is defining and demonstrating himself as a premium brand in guitars and music, you should be doing the same for whatever you're doing, whatever niche you're in. And how do you do that? Go study Rhett Shull at youtube.com and see how he's doing it and say, I wonder if I could do something like that. Because the answer is undoubtedly yes. That's it for me today. I'm DP Knudten with IMNSHOW, in my not so humble opinion, the show where I share something very, very cool like this. Rhett Shull at YouTube. And that's it for me today. I'll talk to you next time. In the meantime, theme music, take us on out. Bye-bye.